What is Gucci, peeps, peepettes, and peep-theys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Bottom Fraggers podcast, where Sam and I were given way too much power. Speaking of Sam, where are you at, Sam? There he is.
I'm right here, buddy.
What up, Bubba?
Dude, I just realized I should zip up my sweatshirt all the way as soon as you were like, oh, and Sam.
Who told you that? Who told you that? It's the wrong move.
Dude, you want the chest hair?
Opposite way.
Yo, if we hit 75 followers on anything, I will zip it down an inch. That's a promise.
Damn, we just lost half of the people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
That is
gotta
that
get
is a
those
really good
clicks,
segue.
baby.
That is a good segue into much later, but
maybe not so much.
Yeah, well,
maybe not so much. How you been, man? It's been a week.
It's been a whole week, bro. I'm good. I went hiking over the weekend. I went to, you follow me on TikTok, which I know you do. You've probably seen it. I went to the only waterfall in North Dakota, which is like somebody pouring out a bottle of water on top of a
wait a minute.
5-foot cliff.
I saw that.
Wasn't a joke.
And that's not a joke.
No, a lot of people thought it was.
That is an actual fact. That is the only waterfall in your entire state.
Well, North Dakota. I'm in Minnesota, so we drove like 3 hours.
North Dakota. Okay. Yeah. So I need everyone to know, because obviously you guys, unfortunately, and I don't know why, don't follow Sam on his socials at Sam Fashion 69 on TikTok and Sam Fashion everywhere else. He posted this picture, right? And he's out in the woods with this dude. And he's not joking. It literally looks like someone maybe cut like an extra inch off the top of a 2-liter and just poured the water out.
Yeah.
And that was the waterfall. And I mean, what was it, knee high?
Well, it's probably like 5 foot. It's probably like, I had my buddy stand next to it, and he's like probably 6 foot. So it
just kind of falls into this little stream, this weak little ditzy stream.
Well, my grandma lives like 2 miles from there. She lives on the road that it's on, and it's crazy because there's nothing. There's just fields and fields and fields, and then there's a little tiny state forest with a little tiny waterfall, and a lot of times it'll be completely dried up because obviously things change with how much rain there's been, and this thing's so small that it'll just dry up. It just won't be running half the year. Like, it's pretty
no shit.
It's a nice little hike. I mean, it's a bit longer than I remember, but it was nice.
It reminded me of when I was younger, and hopefully my grandmother's either listening or will listen back to this.
She better be our follower. She better be a follower.
I'm gonna call her one of these days live on stream. We'll find that out ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was magical. She used to take me to this mountain. And as a kid, I obviously in hindsight, now I understand it was just people, they either couldn't get clean water or, couldn't afford bottled water or whatever it be. And so they would go to this mountain and it would drain, I want to say spring water out of the end of a pipe at the bottom of this mountain. So guys would line up long lines, man, and they would wait for this water and fill up these gallon jugs. And to this day, I swear to God, it is the best water I've ever tasted. We would wait in this line. I want to say it was up in Monticello, Wallkill, New York area. And it was delicious. It was fucking clean, crisp. I don't know. It got the blood flowing, man. There's something about real straight out of the fucking ground.
Yeah, it's insane.
Water.
I mean, so I've had a couple different places that have that, and some of it seems sketchier than others, but depending on how long it's been flowing down the mountain, it is basically just going through earth filter. Now I hear my voice in your background, by the way. I'm hearing an echo, but that's all right. It's going through all of this sediment and it's just filtering, and it becomes out like the purest water you can get. It's like insane. And then you compare that to Aquafina or another one that's not spring water. It's like purified, and it tastes dry kind of. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. It makes it gritty.
Yeah. So,
dude, did you hear the conspiracy? It's funny you just mentioned Aquafina. I don't know why. I don't know where we're going with this. But did you hear the conspiracies about Aquafina that ended up being like a whole series on YouTube?
No.
Yeah,
I'd like
because they add something in Aquafina.
sodium. They have sodium in it.
That's allegedly, obviously, it's supposed to make you, the conspiracy being it's just put there to make you more thirsty. Now, obviously, the other side of that is, what is it, electrolytes or something like that? And to taste or change the flavor of the water.
Yeah.
Regardless. Why the hell are we talking about water?
I don't know, but I want some, and all I have is this damn Arizona
lemonade,
tea.
man.
Damn us. Do we need to drink more water? Everybody drink more water.
Yeah, seriously.
No, if I had a mountain near me that had some of that spring water, I went to China, not to keep going on this, but went to China and they're
You've been to China?
I'm a world traveler, baby.
What the fuck? I learned something new about this fucking guy every fucking conversation.
My mom loves vacations. We went to all 50 states by the time I was 23 together.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, we were in China a couple years ago, and there was this mountain and that had the spring water, and there was this like local legend that if you drink the water, it's supposed to like give you like longer life, like Western medicine, Eastern medicine type like fucking differences. And they're like, just drink some of this fucking mountain water. So I fucking filled up a bottle and I drank that shit, and it was so delicious. And now I think I'm like transcended into some. I mean, I'm still fat and a little bit ugly, but you should have seen me before the mountain water. It was bad.
We need some before and afters.
Yeah, no. If this is me looking good now, you don't want to see the befores, okay?
Oh yeah, you really don't. As a matter of fact, you sent me a video today. And he fucked up because that's downloadable, baby.
I did send you
That's
beardless,
downloadable video right there, dog.
18-year-old Sam.
That was 18?
I was 18, dude. I look like a
God,
12-year-old.
you look like a baby.
I know, dude. It was bad until I could grow a beard, which was probably 20 years old. I looked like that forever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Listen, at least you could grow it on your face, man.
But
If I hear one more helmet strap joke, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
You can't. You. That's not a choice, huh? That's
Not a choice. Just doesn't fucking grow. I don't know why. It comes up here, and then my face is like, no, please stop.
chin only.
Son of a bitch.
That's all right. You look all right. Anyway, off of the water subject, how's gaming been for you all week? Any big changes in your life you've been playing? Tell me why on stream I saw.
Dude, okay, yeah. So first of all, for anybody that doesn't know, it is the 28th. What day does this month go to? The 30th? Something like that, right? The 30th. 30. Yeah, it's the 30th. It's the 30th. You guys have 2 more days. Tell me why. And for those that don't know, it's the same people that made Life is Strange. It is a decision-based, cinematic, narrative-driven game where the decisions that you make in game change what's happening. Obviously, everything around you. And our lead or leads here is a couple of siblings. It includes Tyler and Allison. Tyler is a transgender male. Allison is just a cisgendered female. They were young, right? Things went. They are twins, and they're telekinetic. I forgot to mention this.
That's very important.
Very, very important. I always forget that little tiddly bit there. And one of them, because I don't want to ruin anything, one of them stabs their mom and kills her, and she falls in a lake. And so what ends up happening is Tyler spends 10 years in prison, juvenile detention centers.
Didn't want to say who stabbed the mom, but one of them ended up in 10 years of juvie. Don't know who stabbed the mom.
Oops. Anyway. So the whole story kind of follows. They're trying to get back home. They're trying to fix up their childhood home and sell it so they could leave it in the past. Well, it looks like that's not happening. And I had actually a charity stream for the Trevor Project for Pride Month. And that's what I was playing. I was playing Tell Me Why. We're halfway through the second chapter. And dude, it's getting fucking insane. Guys, 2 more days and this game is free on Steam. You can get all 3 chapters
for the next
on Steam completely free. And it is a fucking ride, dog. It is a ride.
I have played the first 2 chapters, so I'm a little bit farther than you. I still have to play the third one, but the cliffhangers at the end of the chapters, and by the way, you're probably going to have to put your headphones on. I'm getting more and more of me as we go.
Got you. 10-4, sir.
10-4. But anyway, it's a fantastic game so far. I was really worried because I saw just little bits and pieces of it on your stream, and I'm like, ooh, this, like, just jumping into it randomly, I was like, ooh, this seems kind of transphobic, but like,
yeah, Sam did not like it at first.
At first, I was just like, why are they making this game just about, like, they're really using this trans topic as emotional beats when it's so much actually more than that. I highly recommend it. I know Pride Month is just about over and it's not about to be free anymore, but if you don't get it in time, you can still spend the money. It's worth it if you like the story-based games. I can't wait to find out what happens in Chapter 3.
It's really good.
The cliffhangers.
It's really good, and my viewers are loving it. It is, at first, I was a little off because my viewers on stream, they're used to, Overwatch, kind of first-person shooter-based game, something with a lot of action. So I was a little worried at first that they wouldn't like it, but they're liking it a lot.
And that's hard, like with viewers and like not knowing what people are going to like and trying to like, keep your numbers. Let's say you have an average of 5 viewers and you're like, great. And then you play a completely different game and then you go down to 1 and you're like, okay, do I want to continue to play this game? Do I like this game enough to do this? Or should I just play the things I've always been playing? And I know a lot of people get really stuck in their like kind of a couple game category. Like, oh, I've been playing League of Legends every stream and I grew 500 followers on that, but I'm getting bored of it. What do you do? Do you switch?
Yeah.
A lot of people are there just for you, but I can tell you the people that I watch just for them, if they're playing something like League of Legends that I just don't care about at all, I usually won't watch. I mean, which sucks because like I'll pop in and be like, what's up? But then they're so focused on this competitive game that I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I mean,
yeah, very true.
Like, I don't know. So
this goes back to that whole topic that we keep bringing up on the episodes anyway, that kind of capitalizing on either your personality or the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
People tend to sway towards one lane. And I think, honestly, a lot of people's downfalls is switching back and forth, right? You're kind of alienating the viewers.
Right. When
they get used to one, they typically don't really care much for the other.
Right.
In my experience, anyway.
I will play a lot of games, and then after a couple hours, like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts right now, and I'll switch over to Overwatch, and I will watch my numbers even at like midnight jump up from what it just was.
Yeah.
And like I like to have the variety, and I love playing Overwatch, and I haven't got sick of it yet.
I love that game, man.
If it wouldn't be so boring, I think, to watch, I would probably play it on every stream, just because like that's what I do. But yes, the viewer, like a couple people are saying in chat, do not look at the viewer count. And I think Chad and I had talked about this not on air, but it is so hard not to.
It is, but it does it, dude. I've tested this out a few times, and I'm not even going to try and sell it short. It makes a fucking world of difference. I'm telling you, when you completely cut off, dude, you could almost see it on some people's face, man. Have you ever been sitting in someone's stream? And I mean, you may not necessarily know that it was because of this, but you can almost see the flip, right? You saw something, or maybe you think at the time maybe they did something in the game that pissed them off, and you could feel the energy change, man. And it's almost hard, even as the viewer. You're the streamer, you're the entertainer, right? And even as the viewer, it's hard then to pull the focus back from the streamer. It makes such a huge difference. But I mean, like yesterday, I was watching it the whole fucking stream, man. I was watching the whole stream, and thankfully I had a pretty decent stream, so I was okay. But there's been nights where it'll backfire, man. I'll look up, there's fucking 30 people in there, everybody's fucking hitting off, chat is going crazy, and then 20 minutes, 30 minutes goes by, and maybe I switched games, maybe I didn't, but I'll look up and it'll be like, oh, there's fucking 7 people, and not to be insensitive to the people. There are people fucking trying to grind for fucking 3 people, let alone fucking.
We've all been there. We all started right there. Yeah.
100%, just different goals. That's perfectly fine. We all got to start somewhere. But yeah, I highly recommend that. Turn your fucking viewer counts off, please.
I should, man. I probably won't. I'm gonna be real. Probably won't. We only got 7 people watching this podcast on Twitch right now. Oh, get me. Sorry, we're done. We're done.
I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's tough. But I mean, I'll play whatever you want. I mean, essentially, at the end of the day, play what you want. People will come, especially if it's for you, if you're an entertaining person. I know a couple one game streamers that they have like a one night variety night, and their like core community will still be there for that. Their numbers will be a third of what it usually is, but a third of 300 is still 100. Like they still have fun, and that's almost like their community night. Like, let's do something different. Let's can't do the same thing every single week. Should I become a one game streamer? Should I just be an Overwatch streamer? What do you think?
No,
a gold player.
You know what? Streamer. I would be very interested. So for those of you that don't know, Sam and I have a very interesting relationship in that I feel that his strengths are my weaknesses and my strengths are his weaknesses, but also some same strengths and a lot of the same weaknesses. And I'm an analytics guy. I love analytics. Now that could be a huge downfall, right? Because I mean, if you're getting into streaming and analytics is like, you're that numbers guy and you think success comes from the numbers, take it from me. That's how I started. And that is not where you're going to end up. Fuck that for now. Fuck that. Wait until you're in the fucking 200, 300 plus for at least Twitch to be worrying about analytics. But I would almost be interested in seeing what would happen, what would or would not fluctuate if you were like, and I mean balls to the wall, like you meant it. You fucking made tweets about it, came in your Discord, you were like, listen, man, I'm fucking done. I hate games except for Overwatch. I love it. And just stayed on Overwatch for like 2 weeks and see what happens. You know what I mean? You're honestly pretty good at Overwatch too.
I mean,
you're pretty good. Player.
Should we bring up our ranks right now?
Did you see me laughing? Let's change the subject here. SR's below 1500.
Well,
for tank anyway.
I did want to talk about a little bit about the crossplay, and if you've really experienced it much, I just watched a video to kind of explain it because it is all over the place. Like with who's in like ranked. If you're PC and ranked, which is almost all I do, you have no change. You don't ever see console players, but if you're on a PC and you're playing quick play or arcade, it's automatically on. You're going to get them.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then it gets very, very confusing when you're a console player because you can choose quick play with PC or quick play with just other consoles. And that will make a difference if you have aim assist or not. And you still can't play cross-play competitive with PC, but you can play cross-play competitive with other consoles. It's such a confusing mess. I'm glad they did it because Q times 1 is a big thing.
Yes.
But
for quick play at least.
Here's me about
from a PC standpoint.
And it's funny because we do have 2 guests that are coming on later, and they both play a lot of PC Overwatch. I assume PC.
Yeah.
But so this is going to be controversial. They're probably going to laugh at me right now because they're listening. But I play with a controller on PC. Don't know if anybody else does, but I get shit talked about it every game pretty much, and I'm like, whatever. Like I suck with mouse. It's easy
to shit talk.
It is easy to shit talk.
Listen to me. Me personally, I hear it all the time, right? And I think for certain games, using controller is fucking stupid. But I really don't care. Controller or fucking keyboard, man. That's how I grew up on fucking controller. You're used to the controller. You're more intimate with the controller. You understand the controls. Fucking use a controller. I wouldn't use a controller for Overwatch only because I feel like I don't know, man. It's easier. Warzone, for example, and we're not going to go into Warzone because Sam hates Warzone and everybody involved in the entire community. He backs on it 24/7. He has a bumper sticker on his car. Fuck Warzone and everyone who likes it.
Smoke meth. Fuck Warzone is what it says.
He did it this time, guys. We're getting him on board. But for Warzone, I can totally understand controller. I don't get it. Have you tried keyboard and mouse? It just didn't work. So I play I played a lot of PUBG, mouse and keyboard. Ooh,
I play some CSGO, and I've done that with mouse and keyboard. I've done all these games with mouse and keyboard, but if they were better, like if I could play PUBG with the controller, I would. But I've done it on Xbox when it came out, and it was awful. It was the most awful experience. So, but Overwatch runs smoothly with the controller. It is made to have both. So the only downside that I see is since I'm better with controller, if I took a couple months and learned how to do it with just mouse and keyboard, I'm sure it'll be a little bit better. The only downside with the controller right now is playing something like Diva, where you have to do a quick 180, and you just can't because you can't move your mouse. You got to go slowly turn.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's a couple Doomfist. Don't play Doomfist with the controller. It's dumb. There's a lot that you need really quick movement. Yeah. But playing Hammond with a controller, it's the coolest thing in the world. It's the cool. My mom comes over and she's like, ball? "Oh, I've played a lot of ball." Yeah, my mom will come up to me and be like, "Son, you're the best child I've ever had." And I'm like, "Is it because I'm playing Hammond with a controller?" And she says, "Yes." And then she gives me all of her money, and she says, "This is yours, son. Do not tell your sister." She just loves that I play ball with Overwatch. So, I mean,
that's crazy with a controller.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. No, I get it. Especially when you mentioned Doomfist, that's where I was like, okay.
Yeah, you can see that,
totally.
Right?
I couldn't do it with controller.
I mean,
I'm surprised you didn't bring one Torbjorn. That's your main. That's your guy.
Well, now he's this season. If you go look at all of my hours on Torbjorn,
that is a new development.
That's brand new. That's like 40 hours of Torbjorn, 36 of them this season. No
God,
shit.
dude, I'm gonna
No
get
kidding.
fired from the Sam Fashion fandom community on Facebook.
Mhm. My most hours are probably either Mercy or Zarya. I have a Zarya tattoo. I've been playing this game so long, and I'm still in silver
You
gold.
do have a fucking Zarya tattoo.
I played
I forgot about that.
hours, like seasons upon seasons. My dog is freaking out behind the couch right now. There's something. There's either a mouse in my house or she got into my meth. I don't know, but she's freaking out. Show us the tatty. Okay, I'll pull it up.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
not gonna try to. It's on my lower calf, and my fucking butt crack will be hanging out or something stupid. So let me just pull up a picture. But
I think that's what we all want.
I know that's what you guys want. But
I'm sure somewhere in one of these places that we're recording this, it has an 18 plus toggle, right?
Let's see. Window, photos,
What's a
share.
word that could rhyme with? Oh, that is so sick.
You like that?
Yeah, I remember this.
So Zarya's okay. This is not colored in yet because it's going to cost like $600 to color in. And since I've got this, I took out like this loan to consolidate all my debt because this put me in a little bit more debt, and I've been paying it off for about 3 years. So it'll get colored in eventually. I mean, this tattoo was like $200. But it will be another like $600 to color it in. So we got BoJack Horseman, we got Steven Universe, we got Zarya, we got Samus from Metroid, we got the Dipper twins from Gravity Falls, and we got Mario. So we got three different video game characters and 3 different cartoon characters.
Fuck yeah, dude, that's sick.
It's gonna be so cool when it's colored in. Look at all my pores. Look at all my pores.
God damn.
Dude, I want to shave my leg again. That was so fun. This is the back of my calf.
I think one just moved.
Yeah. Dude. If you play Connect the Dots, actually, it creates the same tattoo on my other leg.
Do one of them do your taxes?
Does one of them do my taxes? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They're big. They have their own brain consciousness.
I don't like
do they do your taxes?
No,
that was the string of thought I had.
It was
Make
bad.
me explain stuff. I don't want to explain shit.
Don't talk to me. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So I've played a lot of hours of a lot of different things. I have the silver border. I'm almost to that, that border that you can really tell somebody's played so many hours this game. It's like silver gold and like exploding off their thing. At that point, it's it's time to make a new account because I get so much shit talk for having a silver border. And if I play even remotely poorly, they're like, you're gonna be in gold and have a silver border. How many hours you played this game, bro? You're trash. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just having fun for the last 2,000 hours. Leave me alone.
That's stupid, man. That's a whole nother conversation we could get into. Sweats and gold border. That's a whole nother conversation we could get into as well. Like, especially from a streaming standpoint. Like I just saw, I can't remember her name. God, I need to start writing this stuff down. But I forget her name, but she had made a TikTok. I guess she was playing Warzone, and she was playing with competitive players. They were good players. They played it competitively. And, she was just casually having fun. She's not a big Warzone streamer by any means, just having fun. And people start jumping in off of their audience, and they start dogging on this chick. And she had to pause stream, hit the be right back, or not be right back, just chatting, and brought up a very, very valid fucking point that nobody's talking about, which is the fucking difference, man. Not everyone is playing each game competitively. People are playing casually. Let them play fucking casually. That's my cop out when people mention anything about my SR until I make a dope play. And then I'm like, yeah, man, I've been here for 3 years. I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Every time I say that, like, I'm a pretty positive guy. I almost never get mad at like a bunch of random. Well, not at you. I do. Of course I do. I hate you. But like I love toxic people in Overwatch personally because like I have fun with them, especially when I'm live. It's a good time for me. But whenever they say they're like, dude, get off that character, you're bad. I'm just like, just having fun. And they're like, there's arcade mode, there's casual for that, and I'm just like, I mean, you got a point. To be fair, you got a point. Like,
oh, you meant in comp?
Oh, I'm always in comp.
Oh, now Sam, that's a different story.
Oh, and people
that's
get mad.
A different story. You don't take a casual. You don't come in a comp to quote unquote have fun or like learn a character. That's why quick play exists.
I disagree.
Oh my God, you're a menace to society.
Listen,
that is where I draw the fucking line, man.
Listen, okay. I will play quick play to learn a character if I have no idea. I won't quit. Like Echo comes out, I'm not going to go play comp and steal Echo really quick because I want to try her out. But like, I'm still here to have fun. Like people are like switch off Tor, but I'm like, that's all I want to do. I clicked play to play Tor. I'm like, yeah, I'll switch off if we really need it. Whatever. I'm a team player. But like people are so angry. If they ask me angrily as well, like, I'm like, nah.
So now I think I need to work on that, to be honest.
Yeah, you're an angry person.
I am. I think Sam and I were playing earlier, and this kid came in. Who did I pick? Oh, Echo. Picked Echo, and there immediately somebody jumped in the chat. They were like, "Hey, Echo, focus the junk." And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna roll out the fucking red carpet for junk. I'm gonna make sure you die to the. And then I'm like, dude, it's a team. That's the point. And I focused the junk for a minute. I did pretty well, but regardless. But yeah, no. Listen to me. To anybody, both here or if you listen to the podcast afterwards, if you are casually taking a character into competitive play to learn the character, you, sir, are a fucking asshole. They have a special room for you in hell.
Damn, dude, that does not jive well with the last comment in chat, which I will read right now. I disagree with playing QP to learn somebody if you want to get a ranking. Oh, wait, read it wrong. I disagree with playing QP to learn someone if you want to get a ranking. I think he is agreeing with you. Okay, I thought you just called this guy an asshole, and I'm like, damn, dude, I got to bring this up.
Sorry, Mr. Deegan.
We do not think you're an asshole. We think you're a really good guy, even though I think
fucking
I read your statement wrong. 100%. Let's play some time.
You know what? As a matter of fact, you need to come to where I am so we can notarize a document. I'm going to give you a trust fund. We'll get one of Sam's pores to figure out the documentation.
It's a public notary, so notary public. There it is.
Yo, did you know that if you're a notary, you can't notarize your own stuff?
Yeah, of course.
What the fuck is that?
What do you mean? What the fuck is that? You have to have the whole point of a notary is to have somebody sign it stating that the two people signing this document or the one person signing this document is officially them. You can't say like that.
But it's on I trust you unless you have to decide on your own. Wait, that didn't make much sense, did it? That's bullshit. Whoever comes up with these rules, listen, we need a petition because it'd be so easy. Listen, I'm getting things like surprisingly because I do stuff. I'm a busy fucking guy. What can I say? But like once every 10 years, I need to get a paper notarized, and it would just be so much more convenient if I could take the fucking $5 class to become a notary and just do it my fucking self. That's bullshit.
Works, I worked for a little while in child support. I was a child support officer, and I had to get things notarized. I know you don't know anything about my past, but
every fucking time I have a conversation with this guy. Oh, one time I was the Secretary of State just for like a couple months.
Yeah, once. I mean, I
know everything that has to do with secretarianism.
Listen, I was a child support officer, and I had to get things notarized like multiple times a week. And I would have to, so you have to have somebody else serve the paperwork. It can't be like all of us child support officers would serve each other's clients' paperwork. So like, this isn't my client, so I can serve them. So like, they would come grab me my cube, like, hey, can you go serve this person? And then like the very first time I did it, I was like, am I supposed to say you've been served? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I feel like I should. I literally just stand there and I'm like, yeah, I just stand there and I'm just like, here you go. And then I sign a thing saying,
so there's no vocal, there's nothing vocal. It's just in the physical handing of the papers.
Mm-hmm. And then I go to a notary and I swear to tell the truth, blah, 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 that I handed them the paperwork physically. They have got it. So when they go to court and they're like, I never got the paperwork. Well, it says here that Sam gave you the paperwork, and then the notary public was like, fucking, yeah, he gave the paperwork. So, like, who's all lying here? So we bring everybody into court, and we're like, I swear to God, I handed it to him.
These are some fucking macro, micro. What's the difference between the two, by the way?
Micro, small, macro, big.
Wait, macro is the opposite of micro?
Yeah. What?
Whatever, dude.
It doesn't make sense? You're showing a side of you that is not brilliant.
Fuck it. I'm giving him the ammo. I'm giving him the ammo.
That's right. We'll talk about it later.
I didn't know, man.
Anyway,
wow, what a tangent.
If you need some child support advice, especially in Minnesota, let me know. I'll help you out. I haven't done it in a while, and I quit because everybody's always mad at their child support worker. But
Sam, I'd be willing to put money on the fact you were the only fucking person that lives in Minnesota.
Oh yeah. I've gone outside right now. It looks like goddamn I Am Legend Will Smith. It's just me and Mabel walking around. Cars are parked randomly, like they're like friggin' the rapture happened. It's just me.
I don't know. I've never seen anybody else in your house. I'm just saying.
What?
Holy fuck. I have
podcast?
just, listen to me. I planted a fucking seed. We're starting another trope here with Sam. Meth head. First, wait a minute. There's holes in this story. Where's he getting the meth? His pores. His fucking pores is his meth dealer.
I will invite
that one's right underneath the knee.
I have a dog here. I could bring her up on a camera, but nobody wants to see her. I left her outside in the rain for a couple minutes today. So I let her outside. I came in. You were there. I was like, Mabel has to poop and I have to poop. I let her outside on the chain. I went poop, came back, sat down, and then I heard Mabel barking. I went out there. It had started raining in the 3 minutes she'd been out there. I'm like, oops, my bad. So she was pretty mad at me. She's like, it's fucking raining out here.
Oh, damn. You just left her out there? Didn't at one point you were like, holy fuck, my dog's been out there for like 3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours. It was 3 minutes, I think. But if I had anybody else living in the state, my neighbors would have been judging me so hard. Luckily, there's not anybody for miles, you know?
A lot of miles.
Just nothingness.
Just nothing.
That'd be great. Imagine, like, I love those zombie apocalypse movies where, like, there's the whole town is like just empty and it's like a wasteland. You have to quietly go through so the zombies don't get you, but go to the mall. It's like just fucking abandoned. Everything's open. That's my shit. That's my shit. That's like a fucking introvert's. Like, I'm maybe not even that much of an introvert. Let's be real. But like, that's a fucking wet dream for an introvert. You're like, I could just go anywhere and do anything. Like, obviously there's no workers to make fucking food at a restaurant, but there's some shit in the freezer. You can walk
I had a dream like that once.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was fucking amazing.
I can see you loving the fact that there'd be nobody else. You could just like fucking go to the store, dude. And like,
I hate people.
Dude, as soon as like drone shipments become super popular, that's going to be all you. You're going to be like, I'm going to get everything just shipped to my house by a not person.
You know what? Oh, no, definitely. I'm huge into fucking tech and shit too. Yeah. No, you know what's funny though? I would consider myself an introvert, right? But it's weird, man. It's really just small talk. I fucking cannot fucking stand small talk. It just makes me cringe. Dude, listen to me. I'd be more comfortable if the moment I met you, I'm standing in line at the DMV. I walk up with all my papers, right? We both are aware of the fact none of us want to fucking be here, right? Mm-hmm. Let's make it a little better. Ask me about my childhood trauma before signing these papers. I don't care about the weather.
That's so funny that you said that. I don't give a fuck. Specifically because 4 days ago, we jumped into a call. One of the first things you did is like, tell me a deep, dark secret. So I did. And then you started going through all your childhood traumas. And I'm like, I just got in this call, bro. Like, legitimately, like we had a very serious, deep talk about some traumas that happened to both of us. We were like, not like exchanging like who got fucked up worse, but like,
dude, I just matched your. Listen to me. I came in. I was joking. I thought he was guy. I don't know. I stubbed my fucking toe when I was 8. Fell off the roof. I don't fucking know. He hit me with a hard hitter, so I had to match the level. Of course, I'm not going to out him mid podcast, but it was pretty heavy. And I was like, hey.
And then what I came back with was sometimes I pick my nose. I pick my nose sometimes. That's what I came back with because it got too heavy. 9
out of 10 people pick their fucking nose. Nobody can fucking tell me otherwise. You pick your nose. Everyone here in this call, in this stream, they pick their fucking nose. Stop lying to people.
It's easy. It's easy. It's fun. It's honestly, it's a good time.
So it's the quick. What are you? You're wasting tissue, right? You're wasting tissue. You're wasting toilet paper. That's money down the drain. And second of all, I don't know how to blow my nose. That's pretty much the argument. I don't know how. I'm being serious. I swear to God, I don't know how. I don't know how to blow my nose. Random fun fact. Everybody go with it. I don't know how do you do that and not have it hurt. It hurts.
You probably have one of those baby like droppers that pick out the baby boogers. You're using that on yourself. You have like a turkey baster for the adult size you.
Nah, man. You blow your nose?
Yes, I blow my nose. I'm a goddamn human being. You weird.
Dude, how do you? Okay, now this might have something to do with the fact. Okay, we're getting into my past here. Okay, I was at a Perkins once. If anyone doesn't know what a Perkins is, it's like a retirement home, but a restaurant, and you could pay $8 to find a hair in your soup, right? So I'm sitting at Perkins with my mom and my dad, and I don't know what the fuck, I don't know why I did it, but I decided to put a straw into my milky, okay, my Choco Milky, and inhale it through my nose, through the straw. And in coughing, and I started coughing because obviously you don't put milk up there. That's not what that's for.
That's
There's
not
no
the milk hole.
That's not the milk hole. Exactly. That's not the milk hole. And I look up and my mom and my dad are like, what the fuck? And there was chalky milk coming out of my eye. And I was like, that's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, TLDR, every time I went to a restaurant, my dad would, all the waitresses, everybody, I swear to God, it was like a spectacle. It was his proudest moment. He would call all the waitresses and waiters and servers and everybody over. And he would say, look at what my fucking son can do. And he would make me put milk in my nose and squirt it out of my eye. And I'm not joking. It would come out like, pretty far, about a foot and a half away before it dropped off. And I think that's why I cannot blow my nose. I think there's a hole where there shouldn't be a hole. And so when I try and blow my nose, I can feel my eye moving, man. It squeaks like the pickles from SpongeBob.
Yo, if you fucking ever blow a booger out of your eyeball, I will give you $50. I also really hate that, like, around the 30-minute mark during this podcast, we usually like to invite our guests on, and we're going to have to somehow transition. But before that happens, I got to tell you, one time at my high school, we had a former meth addict who is now a public speaker come in, and his whole thing, don't make a meth joke. He was an actual meth addict, okay?
Okay.
He came in, and his whole thing was that when he was on meth, the last time he used meth, he wanted to kill himself. So he took a shotgun to his face. Listen, this is real. I'm not trying to make any jokes right here. He took a shotgun to his face and he survived. So he's a very, very, he had construction surgery or whatever, but he's a very messed up man. And in his story, he said, now I can squirt like water out of my eye really, really far. And then he went on with the whole rest, like the half-hour presentation. And he's like, does anybody have questions? And my fucking dumbass raises my hand in this auditorium full of fucking school kids. And I'm like, can you show me the water coming out of your eyeball? And he did it. And he was happy to do it. I'm like, great. After the presentation, I got in trouble for that shit. As if I was like making fun of the guy. I was like, he fucking squirted it out of his eyeball. I'm like, do the trick.
You got in trouble?
Yeah.
How old were you? How old were you?
Old enough, 16, 17.
Oh my God. Dude, that is hands down. I hope everyone in chat fucking agree. That was hands down the best story I've ever fucking heard you be a part of. That is fucking amazing. Also, in the future, can I ask you for a small favor?
Sure.
This is a podcast, right? This is a talk show of sorts. Mm-hmm. People listen to it. And, people have, they cast judgments upon one another. It's human nature. You, as my friend, are supposed to look out for my well-being and warn me when maybe I shouldn't be laughing. Now, I know you kind of did.
I did as much as I could. This is not a joke.
When we're talking about you smoking meth, you started that with, he smoked meth and was a public speaker. Dude, do you know how easy that was? It's like you were asking me.
That was the true story, dude. Like, the joke about me doing meth is one thing, but this is a true story. Real people do real meth out there, okay? It's not just a joke between you and I. It's a messed up joke between you and I.
Not in Minnesota. It's just Sam. He's the only one there.
Everyone else died from their meth overdoses or whatever. Meth is bad everywhere. No cap, but like... No cap. You're laughing at the wrong shit. Can we please get the guests in here so I can stop talking to you?
It's like hearing your grandpa say fucking shit like with the kids around. No cap, am I right? All right. Anyway, so today's episode, though we went off on many tangents,
let's go.
Has a very, very serious undertone. So in a previous podcast episode, I want to believe it was actually one of the soft launches. Sam and I ended up getting into the topic of female streamers and the female perspective on gaming. And we kind of started to go off on it. And Sam had mentioned, hey, wouldn't it be a better idea if instead of just two fucking dudes talking about it, we actually get the information from the horse's mouth? And this is what we're doing today. So we have two guests with us today.
Ooh, who should we bring on first?
Ooh, I don't know. I immediately went alphabetically in my head. C comes before L, but I don't know. It's up to you. Sam knows both of these people. I do not.
I kind of know both of them. Let's bring Coricat in. Coricat, you're coming right in. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Coricat.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. Also, do you go by Corey? Do you go by
Yeah,
Coricat?
Corey.
Or okay,
Yeah.
Corey. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you on. We met very briefly.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. And you are a streamer on Twitch, yes?
Yeah.
And you play a lot of Overwatch.
Way too much Overwatch.
Are you like
yeah.
I can't pull away.
yeah?
What's
are you,
too much?
Yeah, probably as much as we do.
Yeah.
Are you like a one game streamer mostly, or do you do other stuff?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's
You know,
just
I'm an
Overwatch?
Overwatch variety streamer.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? Today we're gonna do variety, but then like I log on, and you're like, hey guys, it sounds like a great time for some Overwatch. Like, are
Yeah.
you ready?
No, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll play tank today. Who knows?
Yeah.
She just reached diamond 3 times, said someone in chat. 3 times. That means you fill out a diamond 2 times.
Damn.
Yeah,
Is that what that means?
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a constant battle, you know?
It truly. I hit diamond 1 time. I have never been back. Not even close to back.
Listen, man, let's all out just avoid any SR conversations.
Chad's very low.
All right.
Very
Don't you
low.
say it, Sam. Don't you
I'm not
fucking
saying
say
it.
it.
It's not diamond. I'll tell you that
No, but that's awesome. Diamond, that's fucking incredible. That's the goal right there.
What do you?
Yeah, the icon is just so beautiful. It's like
You're not wrong. You're not
Yeah.
wrong. Who do you mean?
Anna.
Anna, hell yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Anna's great. Okay, and the other guest is the person who actually introduced us. Actually, I tweeted, I said, hey, who's your favorite like female content creator? And LadyMario was like, hey, check out Coricat. So I did. So we also have LadyMario in the studio. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What's
Hey.
popping?
Bob, we got the whole squad. How are you? Miss Mario?
Good. How about you guys?
Good. I'm sure you heard a lot of the conversation we had. So we're
Milk-hole.
okay.
It's a good thing this is 18 plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Chad doesn't know how to start. Well, okay, maybe both of us. But
Me, my ass.
you know, I don't think I've ever asked you this because you and I kind of know each other. We met in an Overwatch game.
You know, watch, yeah.
We were both streaming. What do you go by? Because I usually just call you Lady Mario. Is that what you? Is that
Yeah,
like,
I go
in
by
your
Lady
streams?
Mario or Lady.
Okay,
Usually.
cool. Yeah, I follow you on Twitch. We follow each other, which is great.
Yeah.
And are you a one game streamer or are you playing more than Overwatch?
No, I'm variety. I do play a lot of Overwatch, but I also play a lot of Dead by Daylight and then some indie games here and there.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. And this is a new space for you? You just moved or something?
Yeah. I got a new background. Got it all
It
set
looks
up.
great.
Those
does
LEDs up
look
last
good.
Honestly,
night.
yeah, that looks so
Thank
sick.
It
you.
looks really good.
That's some
Thank you.
professional streamer stuff. And you both stream on Twitch, yeah?
Yes.
I'm sure we'll plug some stuff at the end here, but yeah, we're not talking about SR today is the main thing, but we are
It's too dramatic.
yeah. And I'm glad I got a couple Overwatch players as the guests because I personally see a shit ton of toxicity there, and that's kind of not all we want to talk about. We want to talk about just your experience in general, but from my perspective, it seems like it's pretty negative. And from the few, friends that I game with pretty regularly, they all get very shitty comments and sometimes without even doing anything, just like, hey team. And then as soon as a female voice comes through those comms, just negativity and shit. So, maybe we'll come up with some positive stories as well from you guys, but that's kind of what we're here to talk about. I know Chad, you'd found like an article.
Yeah, so
I don't know if you have that pulled up or if you have.
I guess it's kind of a good little opener, right? Look, finally put my printer to good use. So, Reach 3 Insights. I'm not sure exactly what it is they do, but they're very into analytical kind of reviews and things of that nature. That they had released results for a survey that they conducted. Now, it was 900 women, gamers specifically. So they weren't asking specifically streamers; it was gamers as a whole in U.S., China, and Germany. They partnered. They did this with Lenovo, and a couple of things that they came up with are pretty crazy. So first of all, women make up 41% of the entire gaming community as a whole. Now, of course, I don't know exactly where they pulled this information. If they're checking forums, if they're checking purchase logs, whatever it is.
Everybody. They just went through the crowd. They're like, it's 41%. Thousands of people.
However, Reach 3 found that 77% of these women have experienced gender-based discrimination when gaming. And that is 77%, which is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And
I'm honestly surprised it's not bigger.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any female gamers that haven't experienced it.
honestly, me too.
I
Me
would
too.
have thought the same.
And Sam brought up Overwatch, in my experience, and of course, this is why we have you guys on to give us, info from the horse's mouth, so to speak. But in my experience, Overwatch is actually kind of a little lower on the level in terms of like that sexist, misogynistic bullshit. Warzone or Call of Duty as a whole is absolutely the worst. I don't know if you guys have any experience on Call of Duty, any of the Call of Duties, but I'm actually glad that this episode came up, and especially the timing. I had just gotten a conversation with my fiance, and her younger sister has decided she wanted to start gaming. So she went out, she got a PS4, she got Call of Duty because, she just hears what everyone else is playing. She's playing Call of Duty. And that the second she plugged in her mic and said hi, that is all she said was hi, immediately for the entire game was it. I couldn't even repeat them on the podcast. They were horrible. So just out of curiosity, what have been y'all's experience?
Not me. Anybody else?
Not Sam.
Go. I could call on you if you want, or if you. And we got to say, we just had this to Coricat earlier. If there's anything that we ask, and it's just like something you don't want to talk about, or it's something that's possibly insensitive that we didn't even realize, like, let us know. I mean, we're allies of women, I guess. Woo, of human beings, but if there's anything you don't want to talk about, we're not grilling you here for the deep, darkest secrets. But I don't know, Coricat, if you have any experiences in that, which I'm sure you probably do, probably every stream, I would imagine. What's some of the stuff that you often experience, possibly?
Often experience. So you were talking about, Chad, you were talking about Warzone earlier. There's definitely like games that I avoid because of like, I guess the stigma or like how bad like the community's reputation is. So like COD or like Warzone, like those games, I like would not touch them with a 10-foot pole just because I've seen like TikToks, people like on it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I just recently started playing Valorant, and like even right now, like I'm very nervous just to join voice chat. So I like only play with my friends because I already know like a lot of those players from COD, they moved to Valorant. And so it's like a lot of the same kind of people who are just ready to roast you for legitimately no reason. But in terms of like Overwatch, I would say Overwatch has done like a good job of being more inclusive. So a lot of women and streamer friends like myself, Overwatch is like the first FPS game that they've gotten into. And I think that's probably because like they've done a good job with their representation. Maybe not recently. Their pride stuff has been disappointing. Definitely.
The rainbow flag.
The rainbow flag.
The rainbow flag is here. We fixed it. We're calling it the rainbow flag.
Well, not only that, but I don't know if you guys notice the same things, but it seems like on Overwatch, the kind of culture surrounding like report and ban, like report and block rather, is a lot more. It's more used, I guess, in Overwatch than I do see in the other games. It's almost like, and I'm surprised I didn't even bring up Valorant. Valorant takes a fucking cake. I thought COD, because it's been the worst. I've played it the most. I've heard the worst of things happen on Call of Duty. But she's right. A lot of these people, they're kind of moving over to Valorant, and it's incredibly toxic. I know people that actually jump on the game specifically for that kind of, we'll call it robust or boisterous behavior.
Yeah, Riot has a big issue with that. League of Legends is really bad for that, and so I'm not surprised that Valorant's like that. I mean, Riot had a lot of issues with sexism at their headquarters, so I think they've settled that now, but honestly, I'm not surprised that I feel like also Riot doesn't do a very good job with the report system like Overwatch does, so there's a little bit more room for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, do you think that's just because of like a reporting system? Because I think Overwatch's reporting system is great, and a lot of people are every game I hear like I'm going to report you, but like the legitimate reasons to report somebody are there, and I feel like they do get handled. Every time I hear a slur for gay person or for a person of color or whatever, I report it, and like within a day I get that message saying like, hey, you reported somebody and we took care of it.
And that's huge too. That is a big difference, that they tell you if and when something you've done has resulted in an action. I like that.
That is why some games are worse off. They're not as willing to just kick people off their game for being a piece of shit, or do you think it's something else? I mean, I guess I don't know what the banning systems are like within these companies, and you probably might not either, but I don't know. Do you guys think that could be part of it, or is it just the game itself? Like, what is it attracting?
I think that is part of it. I think also, if you look at how the game is made, so Valorant actually doesn't do a terrible job at this, but League of Legends isn't great for this. You can really tell when a game is made for the male gaze. Like when all female characters are sexy, there's no average or even like ugly characters. Like Roadhog is considered like an ugly character, right? And we don't really have like an ugly female, but we have maybe like Moira, who's not as robustly overly sexualized, and like all her clothes are not like super revealing. So games like League of Legends that don't have that, I think, do attract a different type of gamer in a sense. I'm not saying that's like the main issue, but I do think that plays a role.
That's interesting. I guess I haven't even thought of that with Overwatch. I mean, Overwatch has a big gamut of different types of women and men and animals. I guess Roadhog's beautiful, by the way. I don't Roadhog lovers in chat are freaking out.
I'm so sorry.
Wow, we brought you on to be positive. What's going on here? But I guess I never thought of that. And that's a huge thing. I mean, there was the whole Gamergate years and years and years ago about, women's bustiness in games and just the representation, especially within fighting games. And even Nintendo had the issue, which is like the most family-friendly type of place you would think out there, but like some of their fighting games were just insane. I guess I had never thought of it. I just play the characters.
Dude, I've seen people have to go as far as to purposefully and I'm sure we've all seen it. I don't know how long you guys have been gaming yourselves, but I've seen people specifically go out of their way to mask their display name to come off as like quote unquote masculine in the display name in an attempt to prevent those fucking messages from coming in. And it's, I don't know, that shit is nuts to me. But what's even crazier is the people that are kind of living kind of like in ignorance to a certain extent. Everybody has a mom, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is pretty kind of serious stuff. The anonymity is, I feel like, a huge issue, right? Because I could come into the game, I could say whatever the fuck I want, and what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to get banned or kicked or whatever, and I'll make a new account. And I hadn't even thought about that free to play games are going to attract a lot more of that toxicity than games where you kind of have to pay. If you get kicked, that's like kind of an issue. You know what I mean?
$30,
$60 for a game, $30 for a game. Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
And then we got LadyMario over here, who's putting lady as the very first thing. I would say Coricat is probably pretty
having
feminine.
The cat on there,
Corey Dog would have been like a whole different story, which is let's not get into the genderness of dogs. Mabel's gonna freak out over here. She's gonna start barking at me, saying I'm a sexist. She's looking at me now. Oh shit. Okay. But do you guys get that shit without even talking? Do you guys get
100%? Yeah. Like, people either start by like simping or they start with like insulting before I even talk. And it's like, I mean, I get you're assuming it because I do have lady in the name and it's like a fair assumption, but it is kind of exhausting when you log on like every day and there's always a risk of something like that happening. Like, you always have to be emotionally prepared to fight someone over make me a sandwich jokes or some shit, and that gets exhausting.
Do you guys usually fight it, or do you guys usually just ignore it?
I fight it.
You do? Okay. Coricat, do you don't seem like the super fight. You seem very positive. From
in
the streams
moment,
I've seen.
it's like I try to be really positive, but I think it's more so like if they come back to me with something that emotionally like I can't handle, I will probably cry. So It's just like, for me, I would rather not engage with it.
Yeah.
And that's fair. Like, you shouldn't have to fight it, honestly.
It's got to be exhausting.
No, not at all.
It's like
but
all the time.
It does feel bad when you don't fight it and no one else does. They just sit and chat and let someone make fucking sandwich jokes all day. Like, are you kidding me? Are we all like, is this middle school?
The
like,
sandwich joke
up with some better shit.
Never funny. It's so old. My God, I can't imagine. God, I do love sandwiches all day, but like, Jesus Christ, I've been making my own for so long.
I've got kind of a soft spot for this too, because my fiance, Sam knows, she's kind of taken a hiatus as of recent. She's very busy. We had a baby, but she was streaming for a little while and she wants to get into it, right? And it was after she had that conversation with her younger sister about what was going on in that Call of Duty lobby, and she was coming to me almost for advice, right? Because I've been gaming since I was like 11, 12 years old. I stream now. I'm super into it. And I literally couldn't come up with anything I felt that was valuable to defend that shit. Especially, I'm not trying to out her or anything, but she's a particularly sensitive lady. And for example, I had a stream where I was doing a ghost investigative stream or whatever, and these kids, and I mean, it was like 7 or 8 of them. This is a phenomenon, by the way, that I'd like to get into as well, where are these people? They didn't come in a raid, right? It's like one person jumps in and they each call their fucking friends and they're like, oh, you got to come and jump in this fucking chat and match my energy, man.
There's a woman.
Jumped in and they made a they made a joke referring to I'm gonna say appearance, and absolutely the rest of the night she spent crying. It was a horrible fucking experience, horrible night. And the only thing that I could come up with is kind of making yourself to a certain extent okay with the absolute worst thing someone can say to you. And this is for anybody, not obviously not just women, but if you're going to get into this, if you're going to get into content creation, you are putting yourself out there. And to a certain extent, I will literally say to myself and envision someone saying the worst possible thing that I can imagine, taking my biggest insecurity or the biggest issue that I have. And if I can make myself okay with that, everything else seems so small. But obviously that doesn't work for anybody or for everybody. So out of curiosity, do you guys have any, say there's somebody out there that's listening and, they're thinking about jumping into content creation themselves and they kind of maybe know to a certain extent what they're getting into and they have some insecurity, some fears. What are some pieces of advice you guys think you could give those people?
I think that extends past streaming, because as women, we're often told that our value in society is heavily in our looks. Like, you can be the top of your, I'm a scientist and you can be the top of your field in science, but if you are at the top of your field and also pretty, you get so many more opportunities. And I think that goes for both genders for a little bit, but I definitely think women are more at the brunt of that. And so a lot of people that want to try and execute power over you will try and insult your looks, thinking that's a way to gain power or some advantage over you. And honestly, you just have to armchair psychology it. That's what gets me through it. I just sit there and I'm like, I know this person is doing this to try and get a reaction, to try and elicit a reaction or gain some sort of control. And if I just turn it into a joke or I ignore it, that's probably the best I can do, because it takes the power from them.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about you, Corey?
To tag on to that, I feel like almost making a teaching moment out of it is being like, hey, this is why it isn't okay. But also understanding that it's not you as a content creator, your responsibility to educate every single person that comes in and says a shitty thing, says a sexist thing, whatever, to say, hey, this is why this is wrong. But also, when someone says something shitty, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be sad. People are gonna say awful things, but let yourself kind of feel those things, and you don't need to be like, well, I don't need to deal with this.
Mm-hmm. And you can remind yourself that they're allowed. Everyone's got an opinion. You can be the best apple in the world, but there's gonna be someone out there that doesn't like apples. So you're never gonna please everyone, and you get to kind of choose how much power someone's opinion holds over you. So if you just make the conscious choice to say, like, maybe they're having a bad day, they're projecting, or maybe I'm not their cup of tea, but I'm all these other people's cup of tea, then, you know, you can kind of.
Oh, yeah. Flipping into a positive. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something I wanted to talk about, and you guys might not even have the same opinion on this. But I think it's a very hot topic, so I might as well talk about it. Hot tub streamers, or Chad calls.
Oh my God. Okay.
Pick me girl. Pick me person.
So it was one of the questions that I had kind of on my outline. Sam, I had to inform him on what that is, and I'm just hoping and assuming you guys have heard of that before and understand what that is. I came across an article where they kind of took it serious, the kind of pick me culture and how that might be affecting the industry, both. I don't want to say positively. I don't see how that could affect anything positively, but in any negative fashion. And I don't know, curious on thoughts.
Bad word. Come on, don't call them thoughts, bro.
You're a fucking
idiot. I'm
idiot.
curious, like, what the distinction is for like a pick me girl and a hot tub streamer, because a pick me girl is like somebody who's trying to embrace what.
Yeah, to me, those are different.
Stereotypes are.
I don't even know what they are. So I put
like.
I agree.
Being
they
like,
would be different.
oh my God, like I'm bad at video games, or like, you know, hating on other women just to hate on other women, that kind of thing. Versus like hot tub streamers, I'm just imagining somebody sitting in a hot tub, and they get, you know, an ass ton of money for it.
I want to be perfectly clear, because I know some people are going to hear this back or out of context and think that I just tied the two. The only reason I brought up the pick me girls, because I know Sam, and I know that's where he was trying to go in the question that I made.
Still don't.
And I know that's not. It had nothing to do particularly with hot tub streamers. It was kind of the pick me culture and maybe some of the negative connotations that are brought from that.
Okay, so
like even for example, we saw Twitch go out of their way to ban, what was it, incel, simp, virgin, or anything like that, and that came entirely out of this whole fight about quote unquote pick me girls. Which, for those of you that may be listening that don't know what that is, I think on Urban Dictionary it's something like it's really internalized misogyny, willing to put down other women in the pursuit of male validation. Is what that is. Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I was putting the two together, but I guess they're not the same.
And
thing.
for a while, I was just thinking to myself, oh, this is just what dudes say when they see a girl killing shit and looking good, and they feel somehow insecure in looking at that.
Oh, 100% it's insecurity.
Yes, and I think that almost 99% of all of this just is born and bred completely out of insecurity. 110%.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't like pick me people, but I also acknowledge that that's someone who's wounded and has low self-esteem. So I kind of just brush it off. Like if someone's going to be a pick me person to me, like I've had that in games where there's a girl attacking me just because I'm the only other girl in the lobby and they want some sort of false sense of superiority. I'll call them out. I'll, again, armchair psychology that, and I'll say, how are you going to be so insecure that you're about to call me out in this like game lobby and try to attack me for being the only woman? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But generally, they don't really faze me. I think it's just people with,
and that was coming from another woman,
low self-esteem. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I would have never thought of that, to be honest with you. I've never seen that, or maybe I just never noticed it. Like I've had, definitely some games where there's multiple women. I've just never either noticed it or it hasn't happened. But that's crazy. You'd think all the hate and misogyny would come from just men, but
no, it's definitely decreased, I think, in recent years, thankfully. But there's still, especially if you're playing like a fringe multiplayer game. Like I remember when Valorant was brand new, there was actually a few pick me girls that I would encounter because they wanted to be, the only girl, the special girl who plays like Valorant. Like most girls don't play this game, and like just me being in the lobby upset them for some reason. But again, it's just their own insecurity being projected outwards.
Interesting. So separately, I guess would be the hot tub girls, which
that's where I was gonna go.
That's a completely different thing, which I understand what hot tub girls are. That's pretty straightforward in my mind. And I've definitely heard everybody's opinion about it because everybody has an opinion about it and wants to be heard. But what do you guys think? Do you think it hurts
if you're
females
comfortable
in this
answering
space?
if you're comfortable answering, of course.
They're not. Okay.
No. Sorry.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, take your time.
You want to go first, lady?
Sure. I don't have a problem with it, I would say. Like, I think they have an audience, and they've always had an audience. And if they're not there to provide content for that audience is going to go elsewhere. And that I don't like having that audience in my chat personally. So I'm okay with them being in the Hot Tub Streamers chats. I think that like there is definitely a line. Like, I don't think it should get into something you would see on OF, but I don't have a problem with hot girls in hot tubs raking in cash. It's kind of like virtual strip clubs to me, honestly. Like more PG version of that, like women using their body to make money. I don't have a huge problem with that. If that's their prerogative, by all means. I like that there's a separate category for it now, though. I think that's really good. And I do wonder kind of like how Twitch is going to monitor that, because I know there are a lot of kids on the website. Like, I think part of the reason Ninja got so popular is because all the kids on the website on Twitch like loved watching him. So I kind of wonder how they're going to approach that aspect of it.
Sure. Corey, what do you think?
I feel like, obviously there's like a lot of inappropriate stuff on Twitch for kids. So like, you should have like, it's up to the parents to be like, hey, my kid should not be watching this. And like, to put the blame on the streamers for being like, oh my God, like, I can't believe kids are like viewing sexual content on Twitch. Like, they're viewing violence, they're viewing cursing. Like, it's a very broad spectrum that I think, that I think a parent needs to monitor.
I actually agree. That was going to be my kind of opinion. Well, two things really, kind of going off of what Lady said about kind of it keeps like the quote unquote pieces of shit out of her stream. They're like bug traps. They take all the negative kind of misogynistic kind of assholes, and you know what I mean? They're kind of doing like a service. They're like, hey, I'll deal with these motherfuckers so you could go and play your fucking games happily, merrily, without dealing with these disgusting human beings. Not that they're all disgusting. I'm not calling everybody that watches hot tub streams disgusting. But the second would be, and I've been saying this for a long time, is, and really across the board, but also specifically Twitch, right? Because now we're having a huge resurgence, right? COVID happened. Everyone got those stimulus checks, and this is like a huge thing now. Everyone went and got PCs, they got gaming chairs, they bought new monitors, and streaming is fucking skyrocketing. And with that, I think Twitch needs to adapt. There are kids on the platform. They know there is. And so offering better parental controls maybe from the user end. And that way, as a streamer, for example, really taking and bringing home the 18 plus or non-18 plus, so that if I tag my stream as 18 plus, there's more steps that you have to go through to watch my stream than just clicking, yeah, I'd like to watch it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
I've been saying that for a while.
I feel like a lot of people's argument is usually not like, I don't like that women are making money with their bodies. It's, is Twitch the spot for it? And where's the line? Because now there's a new line.
Where's the line is a good one.
With the ear licking ASMR stuff. Like,
oh my
God. I don't watch ASMR. I had a girlfriend who watched ASMR every single night. I don't know if she was watching ear licking. Maybe she was. I don't know. She had headphones on. But if there's a line, and where is it specifically on Twitch? I think that is usually the big argument. Some people think, no, not at all. Like, no sexual content at all. It's Twitch. It's not for that. But can it be for that? Should we say absolutely not? There's such a line and a gray area that you just can't define.
But dude, honestly, I feel like they should update their terms and conditions, whatever the fuck it's called anyway. There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of like ifs and ands and what is allowed and what isn't allowed. I remember, for example, I had a stream. I don't know if you were watching it, Sam. I had my buddy Brad come over, and if we had hit a tip goal, he had to take his shirt off, put on a bra, and dance. And in the middle of doing that, all my mods went fucking batshit crazy, and they were like, "Turn this shit off." I had somebody come in, and they were like, "I am absolutely not watching this. I'm gonna watch you burn and fall to the ground." And I had to, obviously I was relatively new to streaming. I was trying to hit the ground running and just be entertaining and loud and boisterous. I've learned since then, obviously. But that there's no discernible yes and no for a lot of circumstances. And specifically, I feel like with these hot tub streams, Twitch is for now kind of trying to remain somewhat silent on the topic because it is making obviously a decent chunk of change. And that eventually, the pin is going to drop and something big is going to happen, which is going to cause them to want to actually implement some changes and adapt to kind of what's going on. I think the parental control thing would be like a fix all if they did it right. YouTube can do it. Why can't Twitch do it?
I was about to say YouTube has like a YouTube Kids, and I kind of think Twitch should do something similar. I agree.
I think that'd be a great idea. Fix this whole thing.
Yeah, YouTube trying, but go ahead.
Regarding the TOS, I think that's honestly partially intentional because the more gray area, the more room there is for Twitch to kind of decide how they want to control things, how they want
and
to
less
do things.
liability.
Yeah, because I've seen like body paint streamers get banned for like nothing. Like they're following the gray area, but Twitch is still like no.
Yeah,
very true.
Wild. Forgot what I was going to say, but I do. I don't want to fully call you out because I was partially in that stream that you're talking about where you hit the typical or whatever, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like,
what, man?
Listen, I know,
dude in a bra.
I know.
That's where we draw the line.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to be totally against you, but that's totally fine. I hate when men do something because women can do it, so why can't I? I think it's super fucking cringy. No offense to you, well, little offense to you, but not a total offense to you. I've seen people take it way farther. Like they're like, I'm gonna wear a bikini, and I'm like, yeah, like you can wear a bikini, but we all know you're doing this as like some weird statement, and that just hits my fucking nerve in a way that I can't explain.
A weird statement.
You might not have been, but it still makes me think that. I'm talking.
You got issues.
A lot of people have done it a lot worse, but I remember the only time I've ever reported somebody ever on Twitch was a guy who was just so fucking full of himself. He's like, not breaking TOS. I'm not doing it. I'm just sitting here rubbing oil on my fucking man boobs in a bikini. I'm like, I something about it just bugs me. A girl does it, that's fine, but when you're making a weird fucking statement.
They're being satirical. They're making
and I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys hate that or if you're like, fuck it, whatever. Like, but I think, at least from my standpoint, I think it would fucking bother a lot of women to see that, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're just like, fuck those weird people, or.
I think part of the reason is women can't really easily do the reverse. Like I can't, satirically go outside with my top off like men can because of the way my body's viewed in society. And in Canada, we actually have laws where if it's hot, you actually as a woman can go out topless. But can you imagine if like women actually did that? It's not societally acceptable or socially acceptable. And I think that's kind of why it's a little cringy because it's like, okay, you're like up here with all these like socially acceptable things you can do, and then you're just like mocking the few things that we can do. So I guess that might be where your viewpoint is coming from, Sam.
Maybe, I don't know. It just bugs the shit out of me. And it's always like a super like hairy, very overweight man, and I'm just like, it's like someone like me doing it, and it's like, ha 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 ha. It's funny. They're overweight and they're doing the thing that the hot girls do. Ha 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 ha. But
so to be clear, just to be clear. You don't want to see me in a bikini because if you don't,
not
I have a lot of pictures I have to delete.
Privately, absolutely. On Twitch, no, I think you'd be doing weird clickbait that I don't like. But you know what? If you have that stream plan and you want to go through with it, you can do it, and I'm just not going to watch. That's all it takes. It's all it takes, baby. I don't know. Chad, you had something else you wanted to bring up, I thought. Before we ended this thing, we got about 15 minutes left here. Did you have something else on that list there?
The over-sexualization, and listen, I'm actually fully on board with this one. I don't see how anybody can debate this. The incredible over-sexualization of game characters.
You're on board with that?
Meaning I am okay. You know how you bring a topic and the point of it is that is debated?
Yeah.
I feel from my standpoint, it's not debatable. I don't understand how someone could say, no, that's not an issue. They're not over-sexualized.
Gotcha. Okay.
When they very much are. And when you account for the fact that games are very often geared towards children and young adults, you're gonna it's like, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or whatever, like conditioning, but you know what I mean. It's adding to something that is already seemingly kind of catastrophic that we're all just ignoring, and I think that's an issue. What do you guys think, though?
We're gonna have to call on them, I think.
Oh yeah, right.
They're both way too polite to each other. They're just like, no. They're from Minnesota. They're like, no, you go first.
I wonder how long.
We're both Canadian.
Yeah,
oh, really?
that must be what it is.
Oh shit!
I didn't know that. You guys didn't. You didn't tell me that when we invited you on here.
Sorry,
We're done.
You're supposed to lead with that.
Yeah.
You can't tell by the way we say sorry. Come on.
Oh shit! I got it on that one.
Yeah, right. Corey, what do you think? Do you think the over-sexualization of characters is? I mean, I think it's gotten a lot better, but like, what do you think? Past, present, whatever.
I feel like I don't know about it's the over-sexualization. I think representation is a big problem. Over-sexualization, I think it's getting better, but I think in the majority of games you'll see like 90% like, and this is getting better too, male characters, or like the protagonist of a big story game is like a male protagonist, and then a larger portion of that is like people of color and things like that. So I feel like over-sexualization getting better, but I think for me there are larger issues.
Sure. Okay.
I do agree. Like, I think some games were definitely made for the male gaze. There's this MMO I used to play called like Blade and Soul, and that was like entirely male gaze. Like, there was no female character in that was not made for the male gaze, and that's just cringy to play because it's like, yeah, cool, like sexy video game girls, but like, can we also have like some like choice? You know, have some choice.
Yeah,
so we always have to like default be like massive chests, and it's and I think that part is getting better, like Corey said. But there's definitely an issue with representation I've noticed, especially in terms of like women characters or female characters in games always have to be presentable. Like, I think Laura is a good example because they tried to make her like a creepy bad scientist, but she's still very aesthetically pleasing. There's no larger women in most video games. Dead by Daylight has one plus size character and she's barely plus size, and she gets no skimpy outfits as a result. Like, they have one character that's like a country singer. Kate is who I'm talking about if you play Dead by Daylight. And she's super hot, super pretty, skinny, and she has a top that's literally a bandana on her like boobs. It's just like a tube top basically. And there's nothing like that for the bigger character Jane. Like, they try and cover her up completely. And the only time I ever see larger women in video games is when they are villains. Like, they're described as like, they're portrayed as disgusting villains. We never just get larger female characters, kind of like Roadhog, you know? We never get that.
That just hit me like a ton of fucking bricks.
He's gonna self-reflect on that.
Yes, I'm walking away with that one. From everything that we have spoken about on this podcast, I'm gonna be looking out for that shit from now on.
Yeah, that's Ursula. Yeah, that's a good point. Ursula. Yeah, and from Little Mermaid, like
that's
look at
the
difference
of kills.
Yeah, Ursula versus Ariel. Like, look how they look. That is crazy. I didn't even think about that. I think you both kind of said it's gotten a lot better because remember, like Dead or Alive, the fighting games that were just like insanely.
Dude, they even nerfed Overwatch. Well, nerfed, right? They had to remake a lot of the images.
Tracer,
on Overwatch,
Oh, yeah,
the Tracer butt scandal.
Yeah.
And like Tomb Raider was really bad at that in the beginning. Everyone looks at Tomb Raider like a female empowerment game, but forgets that Nintendo marketed it by making a like bikini centerfold graphic in one of the Nintendo magazines. Like,
yeah,
that was their only female protagonist.
That's insane. I think Overwatch has been probably the leading game in, like, at least for AAA titles, in trying to get diversity from every angle. And I think it's so hard, and they'll never get it 100%. Because like anytime they'll do a little bit of not something like, oh, they didn't make this person as ugly or as big as they could have or something. But I think they're doing from what I can tell, better than every other game in that aspect.
I actually agree. To my knowledge, I don't know every fucking game, of course, but to my knowledge, I actually agree.
The men agree.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I feel like the bar is low, unfortunately, and
true.
like there's just so much room for improvement because it's like you think about it, it's one game, right? And like how many games are out there?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think they are getting better. We're seeing less booby armor. We're seeing more like there's a game, Predator, that has very similar armor for like the male or the female soldiers, and that's actually realistic instead of just like putting the women in like something skimpy. So seeing improvements like that is really nice. I don't mind sexy characters. Like it's fun to have like characters that can use their men and women, non-binary, all that. It's fun to have characters that can use their sexuality to like Widowmaker, like the femme fatale. That's a fun trope, but just having more than that, like more options.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I always pick the sexiest man in Overwatch, and that is Roadhog. I know I don't want to keep bringing him up, but you gotta play him. Every time he takes that breather, I get a little chill, like a little
He says handsome Hanzo wasn't enough.
There needs to be more just like ridiculously like just sexualized men. That's what we need to balance it out. We don't under-sexualize the other half. We go too far with the other side. We go, all men have to be skimpy now. Let's go. Like all their outfits, terrible. Banana hammocks all day.
Mm-hmm. It's actually funny that you mentioned that. I feel like what I see happen with it, so you have the over sexualization with women, right? Mm-hmm. But when you try and see the sexualization of men, often it's done like in parody. So like it's funny to see that, kind of like men wearing bikini tops with hot tub streams. Mm-hmm. So it's not like genuinely like sexual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I think you do see some sexualization of men. It's just in a different form. So there's something called like the male power fantasy, which is basically like Soldier 76 from Overwatch is a good example. It's just like a buff, ripped dude who's like very macho and like, like being a soldier and stuff. So that I think is kind of almost the male version of sexualization. Although I do like think men get more options. They don't just have to play, Soldier 76 type characters.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like any game that like just besides like a game that's specifically like a dating sim or like the KFC. I want to date the Colonel Sanders guy. If there's like any like sexy men, and I guess that's obviously opinion based, but I want to play sweatpants physics when somebody said in chat. I want to put my characters in gray sweatpants and just see what happens, Well,
we did get what was that? What was Cyberpunk? I've heard some crazy shit about Cyberpunk. I've never
game
played
that didn't work.
Yeah, that game that didn't work. Was it really that bad?
I mean, everybody picked it apart like crazy, but there was a lot of bad issues with it.
Kels gets me with that every fucking time.
Yeah, every time. But yeah, I mean that seems like a good place to wrap it up. We're about at the mark. I want to let you guys plug everything you possibly want. We'll start with Coricat. We'll plug your Twitch, plug your TikToks and your Vine accounts or whatever. Where yeah,
I miss it.
Yeah, me too. I just got TikTok and it's just not the same. It's just not the same. Anyway, Coricat, where can we find you? Where can we watch you? And how often are you playing the games and doing online content?
You can usually find me streaming 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at twitch.tv/Coricat. And my TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter are all those platforms, Coricat, and then _ at the end.
Got it. All right, LadyMario. Same question.
You can find me streaming twice a week at LadyMario on Twitch. I stream Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm at _LadyMario on Twitter and Instagram, and then just at LadyMario on TikTok. But I'll be honest, I posted one fire Animal Crossing TikTok, and I haven't posted much since. But if you're into Animal Crossing, check it out.
It's really good. It's really good.
Hell yeah. I'll have to watch it. I just got into TikTok, and I'm not getting it, but like I'm
TikTok
trying so hard.
I'm trying so frustrated.
I hate
calls every day since he started it. Yeah.
I think most TikToks that I've seen are just not funny. And somebody's like, you have to make an account and make it like your For You page really for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're getting the worst garbage crap.
Are you interacting with the videos you like?
a little bit now. So it is getting a little bit better, but still like.
You also know you can hold down on the video and hit not interested, right? And then you won't see things like that anymore.
I would love that.
There you go.
I would love.
I just unlocked the power.
Yes, I'm going to be the next TikToker. Go find me on TikTok. I think it's Sam Fassler or Sam Fashion 69 because someone
Sam Fashion 69.
Someone
I love that. I know that, and he doesn't.
Anyway, Lady Mario, Coricat, thank you guys for being on. I'm going to kick you backstage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Go play Overwatch or do whatever. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Bye. All right, Chad.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I don't really want. We had a long conversation before this, and then a long conversation during, and I'm kind of sick of you. And no, you know what? Actually, we're getting off this to play Valorant together, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I'm not getting ready yet. Damn it! You guys want to watch us play Valorant over Valorant?
Don't fucking let this guy lie to you, man.
There is
$50 on Cash App right now with the tag "Send me the nudes now." That would say otherwise. I don't want to hear it.
You said there was bikini pics. I am ready to receive them.
And they're pink.
The pics are pink.
The bikinis.
Filter? Oh, nice. I'm sorry I called you out about that one stream, but I was one of the persons in the chat going, "What the fuck, bro?" Like,
oh no, I didn't take it because I wasn't making a statement.
I know you weren't, but every time I see it, that's what I think of. That not just you, anybody. I'm just like. Man.
My good sir, I think you need some self-reflection. So,
guess that's it. That's the episode.
We're doing this every single Monday. Okay, I keep forgetting. Remember, we were talking about how we need to start saying things from the viewpoint of if someone just found it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So I'm about to practice one of those now. If you're listening to this on whatever you use, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, whatever. Okay. And you want to be a part of the conversations live, you can find us at Bottom Fraggers Pod on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and we go live every single Monday at 8 p.m. Begrudgingly. We're traumatizing a lot of people, including myself. But
we have some shit planned, and it's going to be fun. If you're watching us right now live, hit us up on the podcast stuff. Hit us up, follow us, whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to get to like 100 followers and everything. I think we kind of just hit the 50 follower mark on most of our platforms. Next is 100, baby. Doge going to the moon, baby. Let's go.
We have a goal. We're trying to get Sam to 1,000 before winter.
1,000 TikTok followers.
That's weak. I'm gonna get him a 5K before winter. Watch.
All right. Watch. Dude, I had some couple fire TikToks over the week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did. And one of them, he almost got naked. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, I did.
The fridge.
I was actually very underclothed for that one. And I was,
yes, you are.
And for some reason, it lags out every time, like for a bunch of people.
What is that? It like twitches. What is that?
It's the TikTok, but it's not that way, but it keeps popping up on people's things. Even one time I reloaded it and it did it on my phone, but it's not recorded that way. So just it's a broken app. It's a broken app. It doesn't want to show my camera. I'm very white and I'm very large and it's very much just from my neck down, which is not a good thing to promote after we had such a serious conversation about the over-sexualization of people and gamers and gaming. But listen, it's TikTok. I can over-sexualize myself there. Okay, that's the only place.
And his OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, I mean, $50 a month.
And his premium Snapchat. And the Patreon.
You know, I know we want to end this episode, but have you ever thought about making an OnlyFans that, you can do stuff that's not sexual on there, but it's just like, this is the premium shit?
Yes.
I like making money. I know a lot of people are there just for the nudity stuff, but
what about our Lord and Savior Corn Doggy?
We make a Corn Doggy OnlyFans?
Yes.
Don't know what that would entail. How many posts can we possibly make?
Lots of corn dogs.
I still have to make corndoggy.com. I have the domain. I have the money.
Right there. Lady got it. The corn doggy, man.
Hell yeah, dude. You love
That's really why I'm here. I'm waiting for him to take the throne so I can usurp him.
That's a good word.
I know, right? That was nice. I'm glowing. This was a good time. I feel on top of the world. Sam just gave me a fucking a backhanded compliment. Fuck yeah.
You're welcome, but it's the only one you're getting. All right, guys. Next week we'll be here, same time, same place. We love you very much. Goodbye.
Mwah, mwah,
Question?
Mwah.